Hello everyone, Foul Play here, back for match 2 of this Modern League. We lost to match 1 against Hate Bears, and here we're up against Savok. Now I have versed Savok before, I do not remember what they are on. This hand looks pretty good in the blind though, so I'm going to keep it. We're on the play, so obviously Dried Arbor more viable. We've got Totem Armor and we've got a Rancor, so quite viable indeed. Core Spirit Dancer provides an excellent clock against a lot of decks out there. Wonder if this is Mill. I think it's Mill. Let's see what they do. Misha's Bobble. Is this Shadow? Looking at the top of their own library with that Misha's Bobble. Here it comes. Old turn 1, no fun. So they get to take our Hyena Umbra here, which shuts us off of Totem Armor, so then Dried Arbor becomes very, very bad. They take Core Spirit Dancer. Okay, they take Core Spirit Dancer. That seems odd. Okie dokie. Well, I'll take it. So, this looks like it must just be a Prowess Shadow deck, maybe Suicide Zoo by the looks of things. Rancor seems kind of important, but so does Ethereal Armor. Let's throw down Ethereal. Because Rancor is like the only effect that gives trample or evasiveness sort of thing in our hand. And we have 2 first strike, but Ethereal Armor is like a really good clock. If I played Rancor, I can't utilize his green mana next turn as well. And yeah, I think we're going to need Ethereal Armor if we have any hope of winning this game against the Shadow deck here. Although, their turn 2, they haven't yet played a land. So they might be stuck on 1 mana, and that could be working very heavily in our favor. Alright, they're down to 13. If they tap their Peat land for black, they can put a 1/1 Shadow on the board. Dismember on the Dried Arbor? Sure. Alright, 5/5 Shadow now. Probably should have just put down a Rancor then, but I do want to leave up the option to chump block potentially. Double Rancor next turn and we can attack for lethal. That's an attack for 10. Or Rancor plus Sentinel's Eyes and we're still attacking for 9. So, I mean, we've got any 2 auras. If we draw a mana, any 2 auras will provide us with lethal. Opponent does have cards in hand though. Yeah, that Dismember was kind of good for them. I don't have any flying yet either, so I'm not in a position where I can really be super aggressive here either. Which is very, very sad. Opponent is very much in the think tank at the moment. Obviously, if I get down Sentinel's Eyes next turn, I can potentially attack for 6, potentially block for 6. I have Totem Armor from the Hyena Umbra to help us out as well. Stop our creature from dying. So obviously I'm not going to block. As well as their creature being a 5/5, they've got a fetch land. They can grow up by 3. If they fetch Shock here, it's still not enough to team a Battle Rage us to death. So they can take maximum of 4 damage, putting their creature to a 9/9. Then they can team a Battle Rage us as well, dealing 18. So they'd need that plus team a Battle Rage plus Mutagenic Growth or Apostle's Blessing or Street Wraith. I guess there's a lot of cards they could have, but I'm going to make them have it and represent it. Me blocking here is very unlikely for me to win. Me not attacking, obviously, is to give myself a chance. If they fetch Shock here, we can potentially get in for lethal as well. All this damage they're dealing to themselves. We can attack for 7 next turn. Potentially, if they put up chump blockers though, our only live draw is going to be Grispoon as a 2/of. The Spirit Mantle's not being good enough because we don't have enough mana there. Alright, so opponent fetches a tapped land. And then that's done it all. Alright, well, they could have an Abrupt Decay here. But I guess I make them have it. I'll attack for 7. Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy. Very real chance that our opponent's going to be doing that. And then killing us next turn. Cling to Dust. Okay. So put them to 2. They have an 11/11. They can pump it to a 12 with Peatland. And then we're still on 1. So Lightning Bolt gets it for them. Alright. Cool. Team of Battle Rage also gets it for them. I guess Hardcast Mutagenic Growth would do it too. So a Jund Shadow deck. We don't want these extra paths against Shadow decks. Core Spirit Dance is normally a very weak card for us. This one, operating off of the graveyard, calls potential for Rest in Peace. Suppression Field could be really good, but on the draw, maybe not so much. Maybe on the play more so. I think I'm just going to bring in my 2 Path and my 2 Rest in Peace and take out all 4 Core Spirit Dancers. I like the card draw. It's just we need a hexproof creature in our opening hand to go in on. And they are on green, which probably means they have Traverse the Uvenwild, Tarmogoyf, making Rest in Peace a very good decision. You saw Cling to Dust then as well. And if they're running Lurrus in the main deck, not that I have any reason to believe that they're on Lurrus, but if they are running Lurrus in the main deck, Rest in Peace will shut them off their Mishra's Bobble advantage, Engineered Explosives from getting reoccurred, a whole host of different cards. Alright, I'm going to keep this. We're not amazing here. We are missing... Obviously, we have 2 creatures, but we're missing white mana. Our second white mana source, but, like... Hand's perfectly good. Perfectly good. I'm happy to go in on this. Get ready for that turn 1 discard now. Cycling Street Wraith before doing Mishra's Bobble. Looking at the top card of our library, so it looks like there's a Thoughtseize incoming, if that is their line. Or Inquisition of Kozilek. I suppose this doesn't advance their game plan of dealing damage to themselves. So that's something. And no matter what, next turn we're going to be able to do 2 things. Either 2 auras, or well, Maybe not necessarily 2 auras, actually. Going to be able to play at least 1 aura. If they don't take the Slippery Bogle, we can play that off to the side with the Forest. Ethereal Armor down. Planes on top. Yeah, well, I guess we just... Doesn't really matter which mana we play there, because what we're playing out of our hand isn't really affected. So we'll just do that. Attack for 2. Winning the race. We're very likely to lose this Daybreak Coronet to another discard spell now. If not, I mean, maybe we're in a decent spot. So maybe our opponent's stuck on 1 mana, and we get quite lucky that they get out-tempoed by themselves. I would not be upset by that at this stage of the game, with how little is in our hand. So Peatland, nothing. Oh god, they definitely have the Assassin's Trophy here. Do I make them have it? I can recast Sentinel's Eyes from the grave if they do. Alright. Let's go. They might, like, misplay and pre-combat this Sentinel's Eyes, and then I can get it back with the Razor Verge Thick. It doesn't look like that's what's happened, that they've done that. Some players don't know that Daybreak Coronet falls off, so they'll do something a little bit silly like that. So this would be the actual moment they Assassin's Trophy, so they do that. Alright. Yep, so we'll get another basic Plains. Get in for 2 points of damage. I'm just going to play this Horizon Canopy here. I'm going to look to cycle this Horizon Canopy in my opponent's end step. Then I can play Sentinel's Eyes from the grave plus any aura from the field. Although that if they have Cling to Dust, what I've done is strictly worse. And we did see Cling to Dust game 1. Normally these decks only run it as a 1 or 2 of. It's not like a 4 of card. But they could definitely get us good here with Cling to Dust. Alright, so Death Shadow and a Tarmogoyf, very scary. 12 power on the board for my opponent. Let's remove these enchantments from the graveyard to shrink the Tarmogoyf. Play out a Bogle, and we obviously can't attack. This Leyline was a really bad draw. If we had that in our opening hand, would have been amazing. We would have had an Ethereal Armor on the board. We wouldn't have lost our Daybreak Coronet as a 2-for-1. I guess we got Sentinel's Eyes back for free, essentially. But yeah, this is pretty scary. So they Tim Battle Rage the Death Shadow. That does 14. They have 19 damage here. Alright, let's chump block the Tarmogoyf. This way they get like less points on Team of Battle Rage if that is their plan. Because if I jump block the Death Shadow here, they tap Peatland and Blood Crypt. They go up to a 7/7. They'll trample 13 damage, and then they'll deal another 8. That would be 18. That would have been lethal. Holy cow, our opponent is drawing so well. Yeah. I mean, if we had an Ethereal Armor down right now, we'd be in a really good spot. But I can't even attack. Can I even block? This is real rough. My block is 6. They deal 10 with the Tarmogoyfs. I guess I just block the Death Shadow with the Bogle and pray. That can't be good. Apostle's Blessing, Thoughtseize. Okay, so they get an enchantment, and their Tarmogoyfs have been grown now. They're on 3. All out attack. I can potentially get them on the counter attack here. So go to blockers. Block with this one. Take a net of 11. And no team of battle rage, and we're fine. Oh, really? Oh, fucking everything. They had absolutely everything, and we're just operating off of bare bones. Holy crap, man. Well, I felt like we played that as tight as we could for the cards that we saw. Next card off the top. So, yeah, if it wasn't for that team of battle rage, with a block like that, we would have survived on, I think it was 1 or 2 points of life. We then could have recast the Sentinel's Eyes from the graveyard. Hyena Umbra in hand, attacked and killed them. They were on 3 before they tapped the Peat Land for the team of Battle Rage. So, yeah, I mean, it was a close game. We almost got there. They just sort of edged it on us. I mean, yeah. It just feels to me like we're low rolling there, really. But yeah, those games are going to happen. You just got to stay positive, play the best you can. Obviously, if you're versing a lot of Death Shadow, Griffspoon is more powerful than the Spirit Mantle. Well, I find it more useful than the Spirit Mantle because you can get it back from your grave when it's discarded, and also it's only 1 mana to put out essentially the same effect. Not quite the same effect, but it's pretty close. Alright, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you did down below via liking or commenting. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for daily Bogle content. Ring that bell for notifications every time a new video goes live. Thank you all once more. I'll see you next time.